Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and the wheels got me again. I'm not able to evade them. I watched some homeworld deserts of Carrick videos and I saw these these platforms. They move through the desert on these, I'm pretty sure it's tracks there, but it looks kind of nice having these traveling platforms, large aircraft carrier like structures. I wouldn't be able to build that here. I might try, because the thing is, I want to kind of replace the mobile drill station or the mobile drill. I kind of want to replace it with something a bit neater or something nicer, and I think it would be nice to do it with something like these mobile platforms that they use there. The question is if we can do it. I'm pretty sure it's not possible to do it. So played around with this, started building this, and I'm pretty sure I can't finish it because it's, again, small grids gone big, and that just never works out because of the amount of blocks you have to put down and the amount of stuff that is involved. But one thing I found out is that the Whip's script also works through subgrids. He mentioned it. I later saw it in the mod description that he made it possible to work through subgrids, and the only thing that is missing is handbrakes and brakes in general. When you have that, you can't press space to brake the whole thing. The handbrakes is achieved by having just remote controls in the wheel housings here. Basically, they are just on rotors that are locked to certain degrees, and then there's a remote control here just to be able to handbrake the whole thing to stop it. The whole thing now is already too big, so I will try to bring this whole thing to a larger, to the large grid, because building something like this in that size generally uses less blocks, at least, and I might be able to have something similar like this structure with a lot less blocks being used, and I'm willing to try that. I'm not sure how I will do that, but I like the idea of having something like these land cruisers that they use in Deserts of Carrick, because again, it's a neat concept. Completely, I'm pretty sure it's completely unrealistic, and engineers would scream at the whole thing being basically a plate that is hung between 4 anchor points, and then you also have to land stuff on that without any supports beneath it. And I'm pretty sure it's just not possible, but it's possible in Space Engineers, so why not try it? Again, it drives fairly well. It works out that it still at this size has enough power to get up slopes to and again, I can still raise the numbers. Locking it down is makes it a bit finicky, because then you have harder, if you go into the slope, you have harder, it hits the whole thing a bit harder. But you can see it turns not fast, but again, it doesn't need to be fast to be a don't know, a land cruiser or something like that. But I had the idea to, don't know, have containers on here that I can fit onto the truck that is the container hauler. I don't know. I'm just playing around with ideas how I don't know, think this would be nice. It might just be too big. But I have the truck, and the truck already has a crazy size with a crazy suspension system that I'm assuming that this truck is using up a lot more, or is making the world a lot more sad because of what it does than this form of land cruiser would do. So I will play around with a concept, and maybe use something like this as a replacement for the drill platform. So then I have something to show off, because I need to give credit. I knew that something like this is possible. So a wheel that has other wheels attached to it, and we could even attach grids to it. And as far as I know, it's not possible with normal wheels. So I don't know. I saw a video, a tutorial by Newback. I hope that is right, Newback. And if you go to the channel, you will find some crazy nice and small tutorials with a lot of, I don't know, nice ideas. There he showed off that you can, with the help of build vision, you can basically attach wheels again to wheel to here you can see that attach, detach. That makes it possible to just bring a wheel in front of the whole thing and then attach it, and then it looks completely different than the normal wheel. And as he says, it behaves like a normal wheel, and it even counts grip and all that stuff. It counts that for the outside wheel too. So I could even stack more wheels on there if I would like to do that. It makes it even possible that I could have one of the 5x5 wheels on a 3x3 suspension. As far as I know, 1x1 suspensions, you shouldn't put anything else on there. But he made some, don't know, landing gears for ships with them, where the landing gears then just bounce a bit while landing the whole thing. But the concept of having crazy wheels is something that interests me a lot. The big problem is smaller rovers, because I wouldn't want to do that with something like this, because you have to basically attach every single wheel. If anything breaks, you are royally screwed, and you have to basically balance the whole thing, put the wheel in front of the suspension relatively in the middle, so that it can attach. I'm not sure. I will maybe play around with this, but at least I wanted to give a bit of credit, because that's a nice thing I saw. Yeah, let me Let me think about how I would translate this to a bigger, to the bigger, the bigger suspensions. I might do that with the 3x3 wheels. I'm not sure if 5x5s would be a good idea, although it doesn't change the size too much. Let me see something. How crazy are the... I could do that with 3x3 wheels. That would make the whole thing a bit more compact, and because of the nature of the simulated tracks, maybe I could do 3 and then the top, so that I don't end up with... I think that might be a good idea. By the way, I know that there's a mod that makes it possible to work this way, but in the mod it is not possible to have everything that you attach to the outside work with the suspension, as far as I know. So again, these wheels are too big, I think, to make a housing around them. So we will try with 3x3 wheels and then see how that works. Why are you sliding? Good. I don't know. Let me try to set something up just to get a grip on how massive this whole thing would be and how crazy it would be. So yeah, I will clean this up and then we will see us in a bit. It's a weird thing that kind of the lack of detail that I usually kind of am adamant about when it comes to large blocks kind of saves me here, because that makes doing this a bit easier, because you don't have to put so many blocks down when it comes to stuff like this. It works, and I will try a bit more in the next few, don't know, hours. It works the same way, so the only difference is that I have to use gyros here within the script to have this thing be able to steer while driving. If you turn off the gyros, the whole thing doesn't steer. It will turn on the spot if you're standing still, but as soon as you move, the whole thing kind of falls apart and doesn't steer, at least, anymore. The heavier segments here don't work as neat as the ones on the smaller version. It would be better if they would be longer. I'm pretty sure making it have, don't know, 5 wheels down here, something, would be better. Now they tend to flip a bit. And the main thing is, I kind of, on the small version, I have the wheels kind of here and have no wheel in the center of the whole thing, because I'm using an advanced rotor that encompasses 3 blocks, and here it is the 1 block whatsoever. That also might make a problem. It might work out better once it stands still, or once it is heavier. But the heavier part about the whole thing is the one that scares me. Don't know if this works. I would like to test it more and see when it falls apart But the rotors here could be the main issue, because the rotors kind of, if the top part gets too heavy, the rotors just might shear out of alignment, and then it could be that the rotor head just drops off the rotor, or something breaks, or something seizes. That's also a possibility. But for now, nothing really happens. Let me show you what it does, how it works. And again, I have 3 gyros down here, but they should be turned off. Maybe the script just turns it back on when it needs it. I'm not sure. By the way, I installed a mod that I wanted to. AQG brought out a mod, just short in intermission, that changes the emissives of things. It makes them a bit less neon-y, and I really like that. AQD, the better emissives or something like that. Can we have a landing gear or something like that? That shows it here. See that it is just less intrusive. You can still see what's happening there, but it is less crazy bright. That might not fare well for the neon strips, but I'm okayish with that. So see, we can now steer it while it is moving. It doesn't go too crazy. Oh yeah, I need to drive backwards here. I need to drive out of it. It works. Definitely pretty well. I'm not sure why the back rotors are not doing what they are supposed to do. It could be the inertia tensors. Maybe turning them on was the wrong decision. Okay, turn them off again. So now the wheels are moving. I don't know, how would you call something like that? Is it wheel nacelles, the wheel housings, and the whole thing can twist and turn, even on the spot. Now the question is how heavy could we make the whole thing? It could end up not being the best idea, because the effect that I want with the rotors, that could break its back in the end. If I would make the whole thing rigid, I'm pretty sure it would work a lot better and it wouldn't have these problems, but then driving up a mountain would be not fun. I will pile some weight on it and see how bad it is. Maybe there is some things we can do. Maybe we can put some, I don't know. Maybe we could put some thrusters beneath it to make it feel less heavy. I'm not sure. We will have to see. And the big problem would be also powering the whole thing. Right now I'm powering it with uranium. If I want to have wind power or something like that on here, that might not work out so nice anymore. I will do some more work, then don't know, come back to you. I have to see how long I can record. This took a while, and I will bring you the episode as fast as possible. Give me opinions on this. Maybe you have some ideas how to get around the whole rotor issue. I could use hinges. I'm not too sure how much better that would be. Although I know that hinges are far less breaky. Especially... Oh, this would be a good idea. With hinges we could have... With hinges we could go and have multiples. So the whole thing would be less prone to just shear off. Ah, that could be the factor that we might need. Putting hinges in here. We don't need all the articulation that a rotor gives us, so a hinge might be the thing we need. I might try that. I will see how that works out, and maybe we switch to hinges. Good people, let me do some more work. I'm again willing to see how much space engineers, physics engineers is able to give me, or when it says no, I will not take this anymore. I exchanged the rotors for hinges. They are connected. That's one of the nice things with the hinges, that you can basically stack them. And I've built more. I'm again testing out how far I can go. I have the feeling this is the platform I'm building. So I hope that I can use this to replace the big mining rover. So I added more wheels to make these things less twitchy, and I am adding structure to it. I really don't know how far this can go. I'm not able to finish it this session, and I'm trying to do my best to work everything out over the next days so that I can don't know, maybe send this off to mine a bit, because now I'm missing materials. I already went in and brought the stuff over from the big mining platform that I've built, or that is sitting back there. The thing I repaired. Why did I put the time into that when I start this stuff again? I moved the cockpit over there, and I'm moving the reactor next. Let us grab some parts, and hopefully the built-in repair systems I already put in place can just get rid of this for me and build up the other one. So this, now I have power again. So I've put in place remote control. This will be the main unit that drives the whole thing, because the system needs basically a nice center for the whole thing, so that it can accurately say, okay, this is left, this is right, and all that stuff. That's why I can move this over, but I will have to kind of switch over to the remote control once I drive it. The whole thing works remarkably well for its size. With the gyros, it is turning, and the wheels at the moment still have enough power to move the whole thing. It is not fast. That was, don't know, that was clear that it wouldn't be the fastest thing ever. But if it is just a mining platform that can stop wherever I want it to stop, I think I don't need it to be crazy fast. And I can still up the power of the wheels. It slides when it turns. I'm pretty sure that's a thing because of the script kind of works with changes in the grip of the wheels. I'm not sure completely how it works, but I'm sure it has to do with the, I don't know, it's not grip. How is it called? the friction. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. I will park it again in the position it was in. I drove it around the base to empty out the big rover. I need to put in some more materials. I want to have some specific materials in here like silver, so I can make medical components and have a med bay in here, and then I can maybe just drive it off to a bit of a different location. I would need to bring the tank with me so that I can move back to the base whenever I want. This is dangerous again, because I don't know if this land cruiser or whatever it is called in the end will be able to really stand, or if again Clang will just go and say, oh no, this doesn't work well. But let's say it that way. Again, it drives. For now it drives, and it seems to cope well with the weight of the whole thing. This is just, I don't know why I always get into this. So I'm trying to keep these things relatively light by using half blocks to fill it out instead of the full blocks to again make a bit of a weight difference. And the rest I have to see how I can deal with this. I took a good look at the at Deserts of Carrick, these land vehicles that are in there, the big land cruisers and all that stuff. They are so nice, and I would be absolutely happy to have something similar. So I want this deck to be able to hold cargo containers, the ones I have up there, the standard cargo containers, and I need a crane or something like that so that I can move these things. I could do that with a cargo ship too, but again, on Mars we still kind of adhere to the rule of not having stuff that flies. So let us just take a good look at the simulation speed. At the moment the simulation speed is still relatively good, so I might be able to just go with this. I have to see when Space Engineers then finally stops me. Okay, the plan is to have a drill module somewhere in here so that I can drive it over a spot and then drill the spot out like the big rover here did. Maybe not with a moving thing, maybe with something fixed that I can anchor to the structure. I want to have maybe some solar panels on here so that it can at least stay powered if nothing is, I don't know, if nothing is using power. And I'm not sure if I can do the wind turbine thing, because for that I would have to do a mast like this, and I want to stay away from too many subgrids. It's just too dangerous with something like this, and I might have to really figure out the weight of the whole thing so that I maybe can counter with some mass blocks or something like this. But I need the material for that. Again, for now it works. If that stays that way, I cannot really tell. I have good space in here. that I want to use as best as possible. The whole thing, I don't know. I looked at the pictures of the one thing I did differently than the designers of Deserts of Character. These things in the game are usually somewhere in the front and in the back of the whole platform. That would give me more space, but I want to keep them closer together to I don't know, distribute the weight a little bit better. Now I need medical components. I need some silver to bring in a med bay, and then I want to set up more assemblers. Move this one, maybe. I'm not sure. This one might be able to stay. And I need a refinery and maybe a bit more cargo. After that, I can think of maybe some more intricate stuff. There is the question if I want to have something like a hangar for vehicles so that I can store them inside. Maybe have a ramp that I can bring down, drive the tank up or something like this, and then have a platform that I can use to just store the tank on and take it with me. I want to arm this thing up so that I don't run into the problem that the other platform had, that it was kind of not armed enough to defend itself. And I want to have a small living space or something like that. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy. It will maybe stay flat. The ships, Desert of Karak, have nicer forms, go up and all that stuff, but they are not bound to Space Engineers physics. I know it's again one of these crazy projects that end up far too big for what I need. If that doesn't work out, maybe I make it smaller and bring out the drive units. I don't know how to call them. Nacelles is the wrong word, but the drive units, and don't know, structure it a bit differently, that it is maybe not so big, but that I can still house all that I need. Again, if I could store containers on here and maybe have something that can grab the containers, bring them onto a thing that moves them around, something like this. This thing is moving all over the place and I don't know why. But yeah, again, having something like this, moving containers around, bringing back stuff to the base, could be interesting. And I want to see how this works out in the end. What have I done? I hope that I can finish this in 2 videos or something like this. I don't want to take up all the time anymore on monster projects like this. How do you like it? Is that a good idea? Will Clang hurt me in the end? I'm pretty sure he will. He, she, it will. Good. Let us say this is all for today. I will move over some materials and I will see if this works in the end. I hope that this just doesn't break all too much. Again, for now the wheels hold up, So the strength of the suspensions, it's not maxed out now. It doesn't go down, and I even have a few more percentages to go up with this. The thing is, I like it. That's kind of the stuff I wanted to have on Mars. Good people, I say that is all for today. Hope you like this idea. If you do, please leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comments what I can do to maybe lighten the load a bit. I could put some thrusters on to keep the whole thing maybe a bit lighter or something like that. We will have to see how this works out in the end. People, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya, guys.